I've been checking out some of the most awesome tech products and mechanical keyboards. A lot of them have been pretty premium or have been in the entry-level range, but I want to make it a habit on this channel to also offer info and insight on boards that are a little different in design and shine a little light on other consumer-grade keyboard alternatives. So today we're taking a look at Dustsilver's D84 Lilac 75% keyboard with tri-mode connectivity. The wired version is called the K84 if I'm not mistaken. But I'll preface this by saying this keyboard is heavenly to type on and is probably the most creamiest pre-build I've ever tried. And it's affordable too. The D84 comes in a number of bright colorful options. I chose the pink and purple one because why not? I'm securing my manhood, brother. Plus we need to see some more girls tuning into the channel, let's be honest. Shout out to all the lady keyboard enthusiasts out there. But this board is actually far more impressive than typical diehard enthusiasts probably would give it credit for. But I'll explain why in just a moment. Included in this keyboard are a tri-mode PCB, meaning that you can go wireless via Bluetooth or the cool little Wi-Fi dongle that's hidden under this little compartment right here. The board itself is colorful and fun in terms of design and functionality. It's very straightforward, sporting a pretty RGB presentation with many mode options. It is created of plastic, but the build quality is pretty sturdy. I honestly think that the D84 is solid enough to survive a pretty tall drop. But don't quote me on that, you might have to try it yourself, but hey, you didn't hear it here. So it is hot-swappable, meaning you can change out the switches to whatever you like most. And the RGB diodes on the PCB are actually north-facing, which most of the time is a con due to the conflict you might find with cherry keycaps and switches, but it could be a plus if you're into shine-through keycaps. Speaking of keycaps, the ones included are pretty cute and they match the case almost perfectly. The legends on the keys feature a somewhat futuristic font type, which is alright. I actually prefer a little bit something more stylistic and more graphic design-esque, but it has a really cool vibe if you're into gaming and streaming and things like that. This keyboard does not require any modding in my opinion, which is a great thing considering the competition and the price. I say that because a lot of plastic boards genuinely just don't hold up. Well, I mean, ones of the past. Nowadays, we're talking something differently, bro. A lot of these plastic boards are damn near better than the metal ones, but hey. So no modding is required, but for those who are interested in opening it up, it is held together with a couple screws and these two little sliding things to kind of keep it in place. The D84 is also top mounted, which is said to reduce noise, but I'm not quite sure which noise we're reducing here in this case. But whatever it is, it's working because this board sounds, man, it just makes me feel some type of way. And I'm not being paid to say any of this, but just hear for yourself. So the real secret to this creamy sound signature has a lot to do with the double shot PBT keycaps. Hold up, these aren't double shot at all. Anyways, they add to the lower pitch sound, but what's more important is actually the switches. Before I go into that, let me mention a little bit about these little side RGB windows that we have on the front face and the back side. Man, check it out. Like, this board is really kind of fancy in its own little way. So the switches I got with my build are Gateron Blacks, which are similar to Gateron Reds, or maybe Cherry Reds if you're a real OG like that. The only real difference is that they're a bit heavier or more resistant to type on, but they're also pre-lubed and buttery if I do say so myself. On the bottom, you can also see a slot where you can tuck your USB-C cable in order to direct it out the front, left, or right sides. It's very handy for when your battery dies, I guess, because honestly, I would just plan to go wireless for real, especially with this one. And the freedom is really just liberating, honestly. And the feet are also adjustable on this board. We got two stages here, and that's a feature that's pretty standard at this point. I mean, unless you're talking about expensive enthusiast grade keyboards, because in that case, you almost never see them. I never thought about that until now. Overall, I'm very impressed with the Dustsilver D83. I can't say that I was expecting anything groundbreaking going into this review, but I was pleasantly surprised. From the build quality and the configuration right out of the box, to the sound and feel itself, it's generally better than some of the builds that I've created myself in the past. So if you're a beginner in the mechanical keyboard world, you'll be miles ahead in the sound department, especially if you're into that creamy, low-pitched ASMR vibe. Creamy, bruh. It's creamy, ain't it? It's creamy. creamy. So if there was anything that I would change about this board just to make it that much better, it would probably be the fact that it is top mounted as opposed to having gaskets or anything like that. The bounciness and flexiness of the gasket mounted boards have always left me with a great impression, but that is just a preference thing. So the Wi-Fi connection is a little bit shoddy if I'll be honest. I leaned back and I typed on my lap for a bit where the keyboard was blocked from the table, and the inputs began to lag a great deal. But I guess as long as you're relatively close and out in the open, like, you know, having kind of like a line of sight from where your dongle is, you should be fine though. And one more thing that's a little bit nitpicky is that this little escape key is a little strange to me, just how it sticks out like this, but it's not that big a deal. Let me know in the comments if this board is your vibe. And remember, there are a number of different colors to choose from as well. Link to grab this board is down in the description. And also, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.